We come from Bad Nenendorf, which is behind Hanover.
Okay, and you came here especially to support the farmers.
Yes, we came here especially.
Why are we here? Of course, our main demands are agricultural diesel and tax exemption for our tractors and trailers. These are not subsidies, they are simply tax increases for us businesses.
Oh, yes.
You just have to make that clear. And yes, it is the last straw that breaks the camel's back. We have had so many things imposed on us in recent years that have cost us a lot of money and a lot of work in terms of documentation, accounting and other things, especially in the fertilizer sector. When new animal husbandry regulations are issued, many farms are always faced with the question, do I invest in animal husbandry again or give it up? Since politics has become so volatile and we are currently financing stables, new buildings and conversions over 20 or 30 years, it is of course a huge risk to invest in such areas. Many companies say, no, we're not going to do that anymore, we're going to stop. And so one business after another is closing.
We wish that we could simply do business again as we once learned to do. Yes, what do we want? Because many regulations come from above, so to speak, we always say from above, which restrict us in our work and don't allow us to do business in the same way.
So with Mr. Lindner, he was on stage in 2019 together with Karina Conrad, also from the FDP. He promised us a lot, us farmers, before the election, and yes, he recently claimed again that we farmers are getting totally lost with our protests, and that is not okay.
In any case, that's not what he's saying, and I think the path we're taking here right now is for us to have our way out at some point in the future, and perhaps our children will be able to take this path at some point. That's what it's all about.
The more we are, the more we support each other, the better it is. Show solidarity and show farmers that they are not alone. For me, it's about more than just the farmers' protest. It's about the general political situation. My family also comes from the agricultural sector. And I also grew up partly on the farm. That's why I know what hard work it is. And many people who spend all their time working on their computers and in their heated offices can't even imagine that. And then say something about it all being so highly subsidized. But that's also one of the reasons, because it can't be maintained any other way. And you also have to be careful if you continue to destroy German farmers and small farms through the wrong subsidy program. Then the power of large corporations will be promoted more so that farms die. And of course, when it comes to the environment, if you really believe in it, or if you say you want to reduce CO2 or not waste fuel, I would say not waste resources, then of course it makes little sense to transport all the food from abroad when we have very good black soil here. OVALmedia, you guys are great. I hope you could hear that.
What would I say to Mr. Habeck? That he should simply get a grip on his Ministry of Economics. Really superior with the numbers. An entrepreneur could not do business the way he does, he would be broke in no time. And just make him realize that it doesn't work like that. But of course we have other things on the table. We still have the farm to fork story, we have the Green Deal, we have the red areas based on false values.
Germany has reported incorrect nitrate levels in groundwater to the EU.
Reported for nitrate levels in groundwater. Germany did not report the average values like all other EU countries, but only reported the affected wells that are too highly contaminated. And as a result, we actually have bad water in theory. Nevertheless, we have the best groundwater in the world. We have drinkable water everywhere from our soils.
In other words, whether intentionally or not, Germany has in any case made incorrect reports about the state of German groundwater. And what is the consequence?
We have areas in Germany that we call red areas, or are generally referred to as such. And there the plants may only be fertilized to 80% of their nutrient requirements. If you have children yourself and only feed them 80% of their diet, they can't grow properly. So we do need a balanced fertilization.
Then that's devastating. When did this false nitrate report happen?
When were they reported? Was that already in 2017?
And that has not been revised?
No, this is from... No.
I come from the former GDR. I fled in 1987 because I thought it was worse over there than here. But now it's worse here.
You can also see it in the demonstration here. There are many, many freight forwarders here. There are many craftsmen present, farmers present. This policy cannot continue to be pursued in this country. Due to inflation, all the interest rate hikes and everything else, an incredible number of construction projects have been put on hold. We have a 50-80% drop in building permits.
We are fundamentally unhappy.
What is the problem?
We are ruled by people who have no idea. That is our problem. We get requirements, regulations. We are told how much money we can take for a product. We are told by the dairies that you get so and so much for it. We are told by the butchers that you get this and that. You could now start with every farm setting up a farm store and marketing everything yourself.
Great idea. I can shop immediately.
Yes, that would be a good idea. Would also be better regionally, of course, but then, of course, it doesn't reduce the mass. And as many areas, hectares, as we have to cultivate, it just won't work. But then you would have to invest a lot more money again, which we don't have. They make promises that they don't keep. I'm going to say that the VAT reduction has been told to stay. Not adhered to, will be raised again in the gastronomy sector. That is one point, for example. Additional toll increase were they talking about? All of a sudden, bam, there's now a toll increase of 80%. From one day to the next, it occurs to you, we're missing $1 billion. Let's get it from the farmers. They can pay for diesel normally. They don't need a capsule tax exemption. They can pay for it normally. They don't need a capsule tax exemption. They don't need it. They can pay for it in full. They think it's easy, but it's not. We first have to generate the money somehow so that we can pay for it. And why should we pay for this when the tractor is mostly not on the road but only on the field? We are only on the road to move them. Otherwise, we are only out and about in the fields. We've already got the motor vehicle tax exemption back, so we can keep it, but they want to cut the agricultural diesel.
I am now Haybeck and Lindner. What is your problem?
Tell me!
What do I have to do to get you back home?
Resign.
All right, thank you for this beautiful final choice. Thank you very much.